और इस समय हमारे साथ बहुत सारे लोग उनको वैक्सीन मैन कहते हैं। सीरम इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंडिया के मुखिया आदार पूनावाला अब हमारे साथ जुड़ गए हैं। डॉक्टर रॉय, योर क्वेश्चन।
Well, Sanket, I have tweeted about this, and I really honestly feel that Adar Poonawala and his dad are really the heroes of this pandemic. I've said this publicly. They foresaw the problem. They took a huge risk, which most people haven't understood the kind of risk they took. You talk about uncertainty of information now. When they took the risk, it was totally uncertain information, and they frankly saved this country. So now you've got a problem because you have to live up to this foresight reputation. So looking ahead, you saw what was coming. Now what's coming next? Tell us.
Thank you, Pranoy, for those kind words. You know, everyone's really played their part. The healthcare workers and so many others who have played their part and are the real heroes as well, you know.
Yes.
But I think now going forward, we have to really look at how the variants come about, and this business about, you know, the third dose and booster doses will have to be watched very carefully.
Right.
You know, there are a lot of countries that haven't received even 2 doses. So ethically, you know, I'm advocating that all these countries at least first get 2 doses, and then we look at giving the third dose. At the moment, the scientific data also shows that the 2 doses of Covishield, which is one of the vaccines that we're making the main one at the moment that everyone knows and has taken in our country, does give you a very good long-term protection. And, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But I think in about a year's time, you're going to see most of the world being vaccinated. You're going to see a lot of people who are hesitant, you know, the anti-vaxxers also who've slowly... Hello?
Right, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. A lot of these anti-vaxxers also will slowly, you know, change their mind, and already you're seeing a shift in their trend. So we're going to see a large part of the world's population being vaccinated by the end of 2022. And already most of the economies have all opened up and almost back to normal, except for all this business about the vaccine certificates and non-reciprocity and all of that. And I just hope all countries come together, you know, to address that as well as soon as possible.
Just elaborate on that. You know, you have delivered millions and millions of vaccines, and many of them, I mean millions of people with both doses, and England is saying you can't enter. I mean, what do you feel about that? Doesn't it make your blood boil?
You know, I took this up very strongly, and so did the diplomats in our country, and they've done a great job. You know, between July 2021 and today, we have got Covishield approved now in almost every European country, you know, Germany, France, Switzerland, even Italy. You've got Australia who's approved it as well. And now it's just a matter of time till the UK also approves it. I think there's some technical issues there going through with the Indian vaccine certification. But, you know, going forward, if this is what you're going to have to go through for every vaccine, it's going to be a huge injustice to the citizens who take, let's say, you know, some of the other vaccines that are being made in India, which, you know, are also of very good quality. And they've gone through all the testing now and phase 3 trials. And you've got vaccines in other countries also. So what I'm calling for is a reciprocity, you know, between all countries to come together, you know, before talking about climate change and so many other things which are equally important. But this is the need of the hour right now, which is causing huge chaos.
Yes, it is just absolutely the need of the hour. You're spot on. Just a technical question that the data has shown a couple of things. One is 1 dose is only 33% effective, but 2 doses is huge, and that Covishield lasts, the decline of immunity is much slower than Pfizer, etc. But there is a decline over 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. So what are the priorities? Go for both doses, go for more people with a single dose, go for booster shots for at least the frontline workers. It's a very tough choice, right?
Well, again, when these tough choices are in front of us, we should look at the science, Pranoy. That,
Exactly.
The vulnerable, the elderly, even in that category, if you look at that, you've got T cell responses and other indicators.
Yes.
If you do a deep analysis of their blood samples and other tests, antibodies is just one indicator
Quite
of
right.
showing your protection. That's your first line of ready-made defense, to fight any foreign virus or bacteria entering your body. So, you've got the long-term T cell responses, the memory responses, which will give you that long-term protection. And I think in a few months we can take a call. I know in the US and other countries with the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine, the US president himself has recommended that a third dose is given. He's taken it himself.
Right.
So, it's case to case, different vaccines and different scenarios.
You very cleverly didn't quite answer the question, but I'll forgive you this once. But by and large, just to understand the
So
supply.
let me try and answer that, Pranoy.
Okay.
That I think if we wait for another few months
Right.
and look at what the data tells us, because we're doing, the people we vaccinated a year ago,
Right.
we're monitoring that data. Now, if that data right now shows that with 2 doses, you're still very, very well protected. So there's no indication today, and even the government officials in India, health ministry officials have said this, to say that you need a third dose. Now, will we ever need a third dose? We don't know. But it's leaning toward a booster dose, what we call a third dose, and then an annual shot,
Right.
which may come about, but a bit later. So I think if we discuss this in 3 or 4 months, we can give an accurate answer based on the scientific data that we have. But right now, we're very well protected with 2 doses, and we should focus on giving the countries who have not received any doses at all, in Africa and so many other low and middle income countries, to protect that population.
Now, as you say, look at the science, and I only look at peer-reviewed articles and in articles in Lancet and BMJ, and it does seem to suggest that after a certain period of time, at least frontline workers need a booster because they're really at the forefront of being infected. At least they should get a booster shot?
Well, again, it's a risk-reward situation. If you look at the cases in India, they've declined so much. The breakthrough infections have also come down a lot. Maybe if there's another wave which is about to come or is in the offing, then we could look at giving a third dose
at that time.
But I don't think right now, with the great way in which the country has handled the second wave, and you've seen the cases, we've got lower cases than even the UK at the moment. So we're in a very good position at the moment.
Well, I hope that absolutely stays that way. And once again, congratulations. One more thing all of us want to thank you for the 10 crores you gave towards students to help them pursue their studies. That was just wonderful.
Absolutely.
No, that was the least I could do because, I just felt very bad that for no fault of their own, they weren't able to, or they were going out of pocket in that period where the quarantine was, mandatory in those 10 days that you had to spend. So,
for no fault of their own,
we've
exactly.
turned the tide on that.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Adar. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to